Mr. Olthoff? We'd like to call the Highways and Building Committee meeting for Thursday, May 16th to order. Roll call, please.
Mr. Washington?
Present.
Mr. Kinzinger? Present. Mr. Olthoff? Present. Mr. Hess? Mr. Tholen? Ms. Polk?
Present.
Mr. Snipes? Ms. Peters?
Present.
Mr. Ritter? Mr. Zenz?
Present.
Ms. Haas?
Present.
Mr. Carrico?
Present.
Mr. Eckhoff?
Present.
Mr. Featherling?
Present.
Mr. Smith? Mr. Dunnell? Mr. Wheeler? We have a quorum.
We would like to welcome Mr. Washington to our meeting. He's viewing us from home. If you really want to look at him face to face, you face that way. He sees the back of your head when you look to the TV. Thanks for being here, Mr. Washington, and for leaving me stranded the way you have.
All in the plan.
Are there any public comments this morning? Hearing none, approval of the minutes. Is there a motion? Ms. Peters, second, Mr. Olthoff. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Mr. Rogers, you're on.
We'll need a motion to open the bids.
Oh, do I hear a motion to open the bids? Mr. Eckhoff, seconded by Mr. Zenz. Yeah, I guess we have, can we do that by aye vote? Yeah. Voice vote. Voice vote. All those in favor of opening the bids, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Now, Mr. Rogers. No.
Okay, good morning. The first project we have is for Kankakee County, section 19-00000-01-GM non-MFT. First proposal I have is from Gallagher Asphalt Corporation. They have a bid bond attached as a proposal guarantee. Gallagher's bid is $740,016.44. $740,016.44. And the next one is Kankakee Valley Construction Company. They have a bid bond attached as a proposal guarantee. Kankakee Valley's bid is $865,000. $676.34, $865,676.34. Next is Kankakee County, Section 19-00000-02-GM, non-MFT. Only proposal I have is from Kankakee Valley Construction Company. They have a bid bond attached as a proposal guarantee. Kankakee Valley's bid is $815,496.85. $815,496.85. Next is Kankakee County, Section 19-00000-00-GM, Supplement 1. First proposal I have is from Scanlon Excavating. They have a bid bond attached as a proposal guarantee. And they have an ATC attached. Scanlon's bid is $154,981.80. $154,981.80. And last is Toby's Construction and Cartage. They have a bid bond attached as a proposal guarantee. And they have an ATC attached. Toby's bid is $181,777.75. $181,777.75. Next is Kankakee County, Section 19-00000-00-GM, Supplement 2. Grasso Construction. They have a bid bond attached as a proposal guarantee. And there is an ATC attached. Grasso's bid is $600,627.45. $600,627.45. And last is Moments Road District, Section 19-08-000-00-GM. Only bidder I have is Grasso Construction Company. And there is a bid bond attached as a proposal guarantee. And there is an ATC attached. Grasso's bid is $74,205.60. $74,205.60. So for Kankakee County, Section 19-00000-01-GM, non-MFT, parent low bidder is Gallagher Asphalt with a bid of $740,016.44. Next, Kankakee County, Section 19-00000-02-GM, non-MFT, parent low bidder is Kankakee Valley Construction with a bid of $815,496.85. Next, Kankakee County, Section 19-00000-00-GM, Supplement 1. Parent low bidder is Scanlon Excavating with a bid of $154,981.80. Next, Kankakee County, Section 19-00000-00-GM Supplement 2. Parent low bidder Grasso Construction with a bid of $600,627.45. And last, Moments Road District, Section 19-08-000-00-GM. Parent low bidder Grasso Construction with a bid of $74,205.60.
Yes, go ahead.
Before questions, motion to approve the low bids on all of these.
Could we subject that to review?
They always are, yeah.
Okay,
That's kind of
very
like
good.
standing, he has to review them.
Is there a second? Mr. Altoff seconds. That
Second.
will be a roll call vote, please.
There's a question.
Sorry, Mr. 1 second. Mr. Snipes.
Yes, when you, the last one, which is the Moments Road District, and you said 74. I'm trying to, what I'm seeing here is, if I'm looking at the same document, I just want to make sure I'm looking at the same document. The moment, it says 19-08-0000-00-GM, and that's for 74?
74,000.
Okay, so that's the, what is this bid up in the middle here where it says 60,000 and then 25? You don't add the,
That's the estimate.
that's the estimate, your estimate over here.
Yes.
Okay, and
Yeah,
so
that's
the,
our estimate. Yes.
all right, good enough, thanks.
Mhm.
Mr. Featherling.
Thank you. Mr. Rogers, I have a couple of quick questions. Where do you put out, advertise for these bids at? You put it in the paper, obviously.
Yes.
Just journal, is that where you put it, or do you put it?
No, we actually advertise in the Herscher Pilot, but we also advertise in the IDOT's Construction Contractors Bulletin,
Okay.
which is probably where 99% of the contractors look for any job.
Okay. Because if you have KBC bidding on two of them, one of them, they're like $100,000, $120,000 higher than the next bid. And on the next one, they didn't bid against anybody at $815,000 or $815,000. How do you know that they're not way out of line with the price then?
Yeah, that
I've been involved in stuff for a long time, and you know,
right.
you don't
We come
wanna
up with
give
an
one guy-
estimate, so what we do is we come out with that estimate. If they're over that estimate, we can reject the bid.
Weren't you concerned that nobody only wanted to bid on specific jobs? Is that they make money on one and not on the other? That's how it works, right? If they like the straight road with no problems, then they bid on that. If they like the mess, they don't
Yeah.
bid on that.
That's up to the contractor whether they bid or not. The contractors that you see across the top are the ones that actually pulled plans for these jobs that we gave them
And
plans.
it seems they're the same ones all the time, because they're obviously they're local guys, which is good
Right.
to do, but if there's a $120,000 difference, and then you give the bid to the next guy, the same guy on the next column, because he doesn't have anybody competing against him, respectively. That's a considerable, it could be $100,000 too high. How do you know that?
I like to comment.
Oh.
I think that the question was answered, that the pay estimates is what Mark's office estimates those jobs to be.
Okay.
And if they come in, all the bids are high, then they can reject all the bids. Or if it's within 10%, I
Yes.
think it's within 10%, you can accept it
Yeah.
based on that, because they may see something that we didn't see. But then he goes back and reviews what they're gonna do. So we can't control what the free market does as far as people bidding on the projects,
Right.
you know, so.
I can assure you, Mr. Featherling, as a contractor, that contractors look at this, and next time, if they think they're more competitive, they will also be in the mix. So I think it's a fair, and because we have the engineer's estimate, that gives us some comfort on the board level that we have numbers that are reasonable.
My business experience with bidding on jobs, I would bid against 5 other people.
Depends
Every
on the
time.
nature, yeah. Some of these jobs are more capital intensive, different types of work, how busy are you?
Equipment,
There's a lot of
machines.
things going, yeah, a lot of things go into those decisions.
Okay, thank you.
Are there any other questions? We have a motion on the floor, and do we have a second? Motion and a second to approve the nearest low bid, the low bid after review via roll call vote.
Mr. Washington,
Aye.
Mr. Kinzinger,
Aye.
Mr. Olthoff,
Aye.
Ms. Polk, Mr. Snipes,
Aye.
Ms. Peters,
Aye.
Mr. Zenz,
Aye.
Ms. Haas, Mr. Carrico,
Aye.
Mr. Eckhoff,
Aye.
Mr. Featherling,
Aye.
Mr. Wheeler,
Aye.
motion carries.
Next item are the county engineers' pay estimates.
Okay.
Do-
We have a few of those this morning. The first one is for our county general maintenance for 2019. This is for the county's general maintenance. Payable to Compass Minerals. This is for salt that was delivered to the yard. And that amount is $2,184.31. Next is for our Kankakee County General Maintenance Supplement 1 for 2019, payable to Innis Flint. This is for the traffic paint that we're going to be using to stripe the roads this summer, and that amount is $102,813.70. Next is for our 2019 County General Maintenance payable to Kankakee Valley Construction Company. This is for hot mix picked up at the plant, and that amount is $1,560.00. Next is for our Kankakee County General Maintenance for 2019 Supplement 1 payable to Osborne Associates. This is for traffic signs and tape, and that amount is $10,481.52. Next is for our Kankakee County General Maintenance for 2019. This one is payable to Vulcan Materials. This is for road mix picked up at the quarries. That amount is $3,657.33. This is for Kankakee Road District, Section 19-050 GM. This is payable to Compass Minerals. This is for salt that was delivered to their yard. That amount is $10,803.61. Next is Bourbonnais Road District, Section 06-02-105-01-BR. This is payable to Toby's Construction and Cartage. This is for the bridge construction on Larry Power Road. That amount is $100,394.94. Next is Auto Road District for their 2019 General Maintenance Supplement 2. This is for payable to Vulcan Materials. This is for road mix picked up at the quarry. That amount is $4,991.52. Next is Pembroke Road District for their 2019 General Maintenance payable to Vulcan Materials. This is for road mix picked up at the quarry. That amount is $4,333.82. And then you have another copy of the pay estimate for the Bourbonnais job. This is just because it's coming out of 3 funds, so there's just another copy of that one in there. And the last one is for the county. This is for Section 17-00116-01-BR non-MFT. This is payable to Toby's Construction and Cartage. This is for the bridge repair right outside of Oak Springs Golf Course, and that amount is $44,352.65. And then there is another copy of the Bourbonnais one because it's coming out of Township Bridge Program.
Mr. Chairman,
Somebody said something.
Mr. Chairman,
Oh, yes, go ahead.
I motion to pay the estimates, all the pay estimates.
I have a motion. Do I have a second? Janice Peters. That is a roll call vote.
Mr. Washington,
Aye.
Mr. Kinzinger,
Aye.
Mr. Olthoff,
Aye.
Ms. Polk, Mr. Snipes,
Aye.
Ms. Peters,
Aye.
Mr. Zenz,
Aye.
Ms. Haas,
Aye.
Mr. Carrico,
Aye.
Mr. Eckhoff,
Aye.
Mr. Featherling,
Aye.
Mr. Wheeler,
Aye.
motion carries.
You have anything else?
I have nothing else.
Thank you.
Okay,
Mr. Andrews. Thanks, Mark.
thank you.
All right, morning. All right, first thing on the agenda is the facility dude report, 143 work orders in the month of April. Going on to the financial report that you see in front of you there, you can see Expenses were up from the previous year, so what I did is I went through and I looked at some of the differences from 2018 versus 2019. Large portion of the first item there, which is service contracts, that line item is Johnson Controls Fire Alarm Testing Agreement. That's 5880, and that was in the 2018 expenses as well, so that's consistent. These next two are not. Generator maintenance on all of the generators was not in the same report last year, and that was $2,994.81. And also the backflow testing for all the buildings was not in this same report last year, and that's $3652.50. So that's just a couple differences there in the service contracts. The next line item, skip down 2, that's going to be your miscellaneous repairs and products. We had, this is obviously going to fluctuate from year to year. We had a hot water heater repair at the old jail, which we talked about at this committee at the last meeting. That was $1217. We had to replace valves and piping out at Jerome Combs. We had some hot water heaters that the pipes were badly corroded. The valves were not working correctly and they were leaking. So that was a pretty decent project to come in and rework the copper in a couple of the large hot water heaters out at Jerome Combs. And then we had a boiler that was leaking at the old jail. So we had a contractor come in, had to drain the boiler, tighten it up, make the repairs, and that was $1531. So that's roughly $6590 worth of the $13,963 that you see in front of you there. Moving on to the next one, which is maintenance materials. You can see the current year total is $6634.26. Just a couple items there. We had to purchase some new vacuums. I looked back, we hadn't bought vacuums since around 2012. They were badly worn, not reliable, not working correctly. So I did buy 2 commercial grade vacuums, one that we put into service and one that we have in storage for when the next one goes down, because they're all old. Nothing's been purchased in quite a while and it was necessary. Another item on there was $1,000. We replaced all the generators and the batteries, or all the batteries and the generators at all the facilities. I'd received a bid for about $3,000 for an outside contractor to do it. We did it in-house for about $900 plus labor. So happy to report that we got all that done as well. So those are some differences. If you have any questions, I'm happy to take them on the financial report.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Mr. Washington.
what percentage of projects we have left that were pushed back because of expense last year have we caught up this year?
I don't think I follow your question exactly, but I haven't pushed back any projects. In fact, I've got another report here that I just received from finance. Year to date, fiscal 18, we were at $336,260.07. Year to date, fiscal year 19, we're at $336,914.99. So we're within $700 of where we were at this time last year.
Very good. Thank you.
Any other questions on the finances? All right, we'll move into building report here at the admin building. West door update. As many of you recall, we were issuing swipe card badges for all the employees here. I have all the badges. They're ready to be distributed. This last week, we had some issues with the west door and it wasn't working as it should or how I wanted it to. So I delayed it. I'm happy to report now that the door is working correctly, but I want to give it about a week of working correctly before we go ahead and implement the swipe card access for all the employees at the west door. Let's see, we got some boiler system repairs that are gonna be coming here. I delayed it as much as I could because when time we do anything with the boiler, we got to drain it, and I didn't want to drain it obviously during the winter months, so we've been kind of doing some band-aids in a couple areas. So that'll be something that will have nothing major, and it's nothing at the actual boiler. It's on the different floors where we've had a couple leaks that we'll have to drain it, repair the leaks. So that'll be coming. I don't anticipate that being a very large ticket item. Other than that, we've been cleaning condensers, switching filters, getting ready for summer. It feels pretty good in here right now. So obviously this unit happens to be working correctly for the time being. We did have one motor periodically. The fan motors in these units go down. We had one motor here, the air handler 9, that serves the planning department, that went down. We got it replaced. Maintenance staff put it in. We did run into a little hiccup. We had to have a contractor come out because the motor was overheating. So just to my point, though, the reason I mention it is I do try to do everything in house. I mean, our people do everything until such a time comes where they hit a dead end, and then I make a phone call. So. Firestone was out last week to inspect the new roof that was put on. It was a warranty inspection. They did identify just a couple small things that they wanted the contractor to tighten up. So they were out, they made those corrections, and so yeah, the warranty is valid on the roof that we put in last year. Over at the courthouse, we put a lot of work into the grounds over there. As many of you know, with the amount of rain that we've had, the grass has been very long, and we haven't been able to cut it as much as we would have wanted to. So, I mean, when we did cut it, I mean, it looked like we were baling hay, and that's at all the buildings because it's been so long. So I made the executive decision to buy a lawn sweeper. It was a few $100, but it was something that, you know, I know all of you take pride in the grounds, and I do as well. And I couldn't very well have a police memorial over there today with, you know, with a bunch of grass on the ground. So we got all the grass picked up. It looks great, and that's being used at all the buildings because, again, everywhere the grass was very high. Lactation room is state law beginning June 1 for the courthouse. We've identified a room. I've got the signage. We're just waiting on. The room right now has to be cleaned out. Once it's cleaned out, we'll put a table in there. We'll put the signage up on that room, and then we have to install directional signage from various places in the courthouse, pointing them to the basement where this room is going to be located. Let's see. Just an update on the grant that we've been working on. It continues. As soon as you finish a couple tasks, a couple more creep up on you. So I met yesterday with our county architect, and they're going to help with, we have to have a DNR review, and we have to have Illinois State Historical Society review. So discussing with the chairman, I've got our architect involved, and we're going to work together to get this review done by both the DNR and the Illinois State Historical Review. So that's great news, though. I mean, it continues to move forward. So fingers crossed that this actually works out, because it'll be tremendous. Annex and old jail, you know, nothing really to report there. Business as usual. You know, toilets are leaking, faucets are leaking. You know, drain issues, drain clogs, but that's all pretty normal stuff. So. Out at Jerome Combs, still waiting on the dock. The dock is in. It's sitting in our warehouse out there. But if you recall, just about every Thursday for the last 3 weeks, it's been scheduled. And every Thursday it either rains or there's a threat of rain. So it's scheduled for next Thursday. So I'm optimistic that we'll be able to get the concrete cut out, get the new concrete put in, and get the dock put in. The Sheriff's Grove is a line of trees on the west side over at Jerome Combs. There are a bunch of crabapple trees over there, or trees that appear to be crab apples. There are 38, Mike Downey is the 38th sheriff, and we've got 37 blooming trees. We've got a couple dead ones. So those are going to be taken out, the couple dead ones, and we're going to get a new one planted for him on the west side there at Jerome Combs. And then the last thing I had on my list was the maintenance staff changing the generator batteries, but we already talked about that. So, any questions?
Thank you, Mr. Andrews. Yep. Is there any old business? about new business?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is something I was talking with Wes about, and I actually talked to the chief judge about it a little bit as well. Our audit is going to be released, and you're going to see some numbers that are going to make a lot of people happy when that comes in front of the committee. But we're still not out of the hole. Well, we're out of the hole, but we're not out of the woods. We have to have a surplus, so we have to borrow money from ourselves and from banks. So that is still down the road, maybe 24, 25 highway departments can be paid back this year and next year, and they'll be paid back from the money we borrowed from them. But now I suggest that it's time to start putting together a work group to look at all of these capital projects like animal control, what we're gonna have to do at the courthouse. We have 10 judges and 9 courtrooms. We have jury assembly that's unacceptable. We have all of these different types of building projects, if you will. And I think we need a work group to start to prioritize those. As I've talked to the former chairman in Will County, that's how they prioritized all the things that they're doing right now. They have a lot of money. So I'm not saying we're gonna go out and spend $250 million on a courthouse. What I'm saying is we have to be able to figure out how to make do with what we have and still have these buildings function. And so with this committee's permission, it's not a subcommittee, if you will. It's more of a work group, like with Wes, and maybe if the chairman of this committee would like to, the temporary chairman would like to join us. That one. But just a few people, the architect, kind of sitting down, maybe someone from the courthouse, just look at these things that we have to do and try to prioritize and figure out where the dots are connected, and then what it would take financially to get us to where we got to go, so we're set up for the next 5, 10, 20 years without building new. That's the big thing is we don't have money to build, but we have to address some of these things.
So what are you telling us? Are you looking for an appointment? You're looking for agreement? What do you want?
I'm looking for agreement in the process, basically, and then they could come back to this committee. Maybe Wes could come back with saying, this is how we prioritized everybody. Does this committee agree with that priority? And then start working through it. How would we fund these things? When would they need to be done? What's the order? All of that stuff. So, and it's really, there's a lot of different stakeholders, but the main concerns we have now are obviously with animal control, because we know they need a building. We know that we have space issues at the courthouse, and then whatever else comes up in the discussion. So do you think that that's a worthwhile exercise for a work group to do, and then to bring something back here for this committee to start doing some heavy lifting on?
My personal opinion is it's a great idea. I think that it needs to be given some thought as to who should be in that work group. For instance, maybe an architect, somebody in finance, somebody in building, somebody, and who that should be, and then we can fill those gaps. And I don't know who fills the gaps, but my personal opinion is a good idea. Does anybody else have any comments? Mr. Snipes.
I think it's definitely an idea to entertain at this particular point. Whatever the ad hoc committee or committee that is going, the sundry committee that's going to come together, I would say would need to incorporate all of the decision bodies that would affect the outcome. And then when you come to the finality and you start putting numbers together through the finance committee and the whole 9 yards, we can kind of look at, as Chairman Willis said, we're out of the hole but not out of the woods. So we have to see how that's going to work. But I think it's a step in the right direction.
Mr. Chairman, I should say that. Mr. Wheeler, what do you recommend we do next? It appears that we're in agreement with your concept. What do you recommend?
Maybe just put together a list of folks. I'd already talked to Wes about it a little bit, Anita and Steve. Julie, I mentioned it to her from Animal Control. She seems to think it's a good idea. So we probably should look at the facilities we have and the ones that we know are challenged, and then maybe just solicit an email to all the department heads about, buildings, if you will. I think Wes has a good grasp on where some of our challenges are. We know we've got serious problems at the courthouse. We're addressing the ADA stuff, but that doesn't mean we don't have a problem with the jury assembly in the basement. It's a major problem. And then, yeah, it's not a good situation. Then I think we got 10 judges and 9 courtrooms. So we've got to take a look at that. That's got to be solved at some point, because populations dictate how many judges you have. And they're probably not going to let us slide for that if we're doing a long range plan. not including that in the process. So I would probably include the chief judge in that discussion as well, or his designee. So,
So is someone going to approach individuals, or are
Yeah.
we supposed to volunteer to
well,
do
if
this?
someone from this committee, I think it's appropriate that would be on it, you know, that, you know, would have that knowledge and skill set and hopefully be able to prioritize that kind of stuff. Just at least to coordinate it and be part of the group to bring it back here.
We have somebody interested in doing that? Mr. Feather?
He understands the planning and the
Yeah.
zoning side of things, so that might be
Great
good.
idea.
Okay. All right, and then we'll bring something back. Once we get everybody together, we'll get a list. We'll try to, you know, this is not like we're gonna be done tomorrow, but I would hope that we could take 6 months and meet and talk about this and get everything on a document to bring back here to discuss.
Anybody else have anything to say? You just gonna sit here, or is somebody gonna? Ms. Peters? Yes. We have, who's this, Mr. Olthoff, a second? All in favor? Oh, do you have some, excuse me, Mr. Featherling?
It's on top of everything. Seems like we got a real good grasp on what's going on here in these buildings and
Yes,
stuff.
it is good. Thank you.
And we want to thank George for finally being on TV.
Yeah. Oh, you gotta look over there.
We have a motion to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Thank you.